Here's what I'll say. I'm an odd kind of a duck. I said a lot during my campaign, and I still say this now, and it drives my staff crazy. So here's a campaign commercial against me. I don't give a damn about my next election. If you followed my campaign last time, I ran on a mission. I said, my name is Joe Walsh. I feel like I'm losing my country. I'm ticked off at Republicans and Democrats who have put us on a path where we're bankrupting our kids and our grandkids, and away I went. And I found out along the way that a lot of people felt the same way. A lot of people were angry at Republicans and Democrats, because I'll tell you something. When I say that I think Barack Obama, every day respectfully, when he's in the White House, he's destroying what makes his country great. If we believe that this is just all Barack Obama's doing, we haven't learned anything. Right? We have to be honest with ourselves. Both Republicans and Democrats have got us to this point where our country is about to fall off a cliff. We have to acknowledge that. We're not going to change anything unless we do. But I truly am not driven by my next election. I pledged a lot during the campaign. I said I'm a term limit guy. I don't believe in professional politicians, so I'm not serving more than 6 years in Congress. I said I'm not going to accept a congressional health plan, because they've got a better plan than all of us. I don't believe that. I said I'm not going to accept my congressional retirement package. I don't believe members of Congress should get a pension. And I didn't accept either one. I said I'm going to sleep in my office. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but I'm going to come home all the time. And I am there to do what I can to respectfully stop this president and shake my party up so that it does what Republicans should do, which is limit what DC does and increase our freedom. And it did not matter to me whose toes I stepped on, Republican or Democrat. And 10 to 11 months later, I've stepped on a lot of toes. But I didn't go there thinking and hoping, I want to get reelected in 2 years. How am I going to vote on that debt ceiling thing? What would help me get reelected? I don't think that way. John Boehner wants me to vote for this one bill. Should I do what John Boehner wants me to do, or should I do what I think's right? And on and on and on. There are a few of us in Congress like that. We need there to be more. So where is Joe Walsh going to run? I'll tell you this. I live, and you've heard me say this, I live in what is the new 14th district. It's Lake County, McHenry County, Kane, Kendall, DeKalb. I think there's a little bit of Mississippi thrown in there. It is a huge district. Now, let's be clear, we're going to find out in a couple weeks if we can overturn this Democratic map. We should overturn it. What the Democrats have done in this state is outrageous. They have tried to overturn an election. And again, it's fun to hit the Democrats over the head. The Republicans have done the same darn thing in state after state. Look at Texas. The federal court just overturned the Republican map in Texas. It's a lousy way to do this. So I hope we overturn the map, and I think we got a fighting chance to do it. I really do. We'll know in a week or two. I came out a couple months ago and I said, if we have to live with this stupid map, I'm going to run where I live. I'm going to run where most of my constituents live. I represent McHenry County and a lot of Lake County. It's a district where the Democrats have drawn another Republican into it. Another freshman, Randy Hultgren. I said from day one, Randy Hultgren and Joe Walsh are very different. We're both good Republicans, but we're very different Republicans. And so if we have to run against each other, you know what? This is going to be a Republican district. You're going to have a Republican congressman. What the Democrats did was they basically took every Republican vote and they put it in about 4 to 5 districts. This is one of them. So you're going to end up with a Republican. And away I went for a couple months. But I got to be honest with you. And here's what I'm wrestling with. As much as I do believe what we're going through right now is we're going through a fight for the soul of the country. The only way we're going to win this fight, bring that pie in. The only way we're going to win this fight is to elect people who will put us above our party and who will literally stop us spending money like we're spending it. And so the only folks in DC that you even got a prayer of any of that happening are Republicans. I got to be honest with you. The Democratic Party believes in government. They believe in big government. You're not gonna elect Democrats who want to increase your freedoms. It's not going to happen. President Obama, he doesn't know what he's doing. But this isn't. I suppose when he thinks about it, this isn't who he is. He wants you dependent upon government. Let's be clear. Again, excuse me. That's just my opinion. So let me be clear. That's just my opinion. Your only hope, and I said this during the campaign, is the Republican Party. And look, I'm a Tea Party conservative first and a Republican second. Boy, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to say that during the campaign because Republicans would scratch their head and say, what is he saying? And some would get mad at me. But no, that's where we're at right now. It's not Republican versus Democrat. It is Tea Party patriots who want to get their country back versus those who want to just increase in government. So those are the battle lines. And your only hope right now is that we get enough Republicans who change the Republican Party to be conservatives first. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And so the thought of running against Randy Hultgren if I have to, because he's not where I am. Again, nice guy, and if he were here, I'd look him in the eyes and say the same darn thing. He's not where I am. And so I thought the 14th district might be a really interesting race between two Republicans, and you all can decide what you want, because I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You can decide what you want. But then I look at what the Democrats did, and they drew this horrible new 8th district. Horrible new 8th district. They basically took my 8th district, picked it up, and moved it south. They drew a perfect Democratic district, probably for somebody named Tammy Duckworth.
Yeah, we gotta defeat her.
And it's been hard to sleep at night because part of me doesn't want to just give a district to the Democrats.
No.
Part of me thinks next year should be almost the easiest election in the world to run anywhere. You simply have to ask one question, and we'll debate this in a minute. Simply one question. Do you want, you may think I'm crazy. You may think, oh, these Tea Party guys, oh, those Republicans, they don't get along with anybody, blah, blah, blah. Maybe. But let me ask you just one question, and you tell me what you think. Do you really want Nancy Pelosi to be your speaker again?
No.
Do you really want Nancy Pelosi to be your speaker again? And I mean no disrespect. I mean, I don't know her very well. I've only met her a couple times.
Bitch.
I always say, everything is respectful. But basically, as mad as you might be with some of us Tea Party freshmen who went to Washington to be a real pain in the butt, do you really want to go back to where the Democrats, i.e. Nancy Pelosi, control all of Washington? I don't think so. So, I'm going to know by Monday where I'm going to run. I hope, first and foremost, we overturn this map. But if we don't, I'm going to let the world know Monday what I'm going to do. It's going to be hard to sleep the next couple of nights. But again, you know me. I'm not a politician. I'm just trying to be as honest with you as I can. That's what I'm wrestling with, okay? Second, final point, and then we'll open this up to questions. And remember, when we open it up to questions, everything's respectful. You can ask me anything personal, political, or policy-wise, and you can express whatever thought you want to express. I'm going to go back to Washington on Monday, and I can already see it coming. There's a lot of yucky stuff that we're going to have to vote on. We got to figure out how to fund your government for that rest of the year. We got to figure out what to do with unemployment insurance. Are we going to continue this payroll tax cut holiday. There's a lot of things that we have to wrestle with in Congress. And like this past year has been, where Joe Walsh has basically voted no to anything when it comes to spending, I probably won't be happy with what we do in December. Because, and I'll close with this thought, my Republican leadership, who I have all the respect in the world for, they believe that America, everybody out here, you're angry at us in Washington. You're angry at us because we're not getting along. And if we can, hold on.
Not yet.
Hey, hold on, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Absolutely, hold on. And that if we can just sort of figure out how to get along the next year, if we can just sort of keep things quiet the next year, we'll get the president out of the White House, Republicans will take over the Senate, and then we can really do things. I stand somewhere very differently. I don't think America's mad at us because we're not getting along. I think America's mad at us because they know we're about to fall off a cliff, and they sent people like me to Washington to be bold and do something about it.
That's right.
That's the basic tension that Republicans right now have in Washington. It's dictated every fight we've had this year. So what I tell to every voter in Illinois, doesn't matter where I run, if my advice to everybody is, if you're going to do one thing next year, you see, I think, and I think you think too, we're losing our state. Our state's in trouble. You better elect people who will fight. It's almost, sometimes I think, take your party affiliation, wad it up in a ball and throw it out the window. I want to elect people in Springfield and DC who will fight. I mean fight to save this country. Oops, excuse me, I'm sorry. You get in the way one more time. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. To really go there to cut spending, to help grow this economy and get government off of our backs. And it's going to take people to fight for that, because it's not easy to do that. It's a lot easier to go to Washington and just sort of fall in line and do what people tell you to do, because if you do that, you're going to get reelected. That's not my makeup, and that's not why I'm there. That's the battle we're having right now. So I'm going to stop there. Let's open this up to some questions and thoughts about anything. Keep it all respectful, and I'll do my darn best to answer. All the way in the back.